I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano, Josh Reese, and Aaron Rosa. It's time. It's Vader time!
Quite the story.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I took out? Like, if you could take one thing from that whole episode, he's a mouth kisser with his son. He's a Tom Brady.
Oh, he is,
There's a clip where he just kissed his son
I
right on the
missed
mouth.
that.
Oh,
my gosh.
I just don't get
It
that.
feels like that's like a rich celebrity thing. You see it all the time with celebrities,
Yeah.
you know?
Titus O'Neil was a mouth kisser too,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah, absolutely. We saw that happen. I mean, yeah, you see it a lot. Like I was watching
father to son mouth.
I was
kiss.
watching the Kobe documentary, and he kissed his daughters on the lips. Yeah, it's weird. It's a little strange.
That was the least of his weirdness, but that's
I know,
definitely
I was just
that's
joking.
definitely off the
That's
off the
just
top, for
takeaway.
sure.
Like Vader had an eyeball popped out.
Normal.
I mean,
He beat his wife.
supposedly, allegedly, probably.
Sorry, my bad. Allegedly for the
probably.
podcast.
Yeah, I was excited just because, like, I've heard all these stories, mostly told by Jim Cornette about Vader. So to do like a whole episode on Vader is very excited.
This was a great one to watch for me because like some of you guys, most of what I saw of Vader, it was all the mid 90s, washed Vader with Sean stuff.
Yeah.
He was not really Vader anymore at that point. So this
Right.
was really cool.
And that's
to
what they
see.
even say in this episode.
Yes.
You know, like all the New Japan highlights and WCW highlights that we got to watch. It was like, yeah.
Right, because we're just treading on the on Vader right now in 1996.
Yeah.
In WWF, but from what the show tells us, he's about to become a jobber. And
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, this guy's like a big monster. I'm a little bit sad about what's to come.
Like in the next
Because
year.
we're seeing the
in
downfall.
a year though, Josh. It's like a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he faces Sean at SummerSlam, and it's like a huge build kind of promoted match.
Sean's a bitch.
But I
from
mean,
what I'm
obviously,
hearing.
you know that he doesn't win. I mean, spoiler
well,
alert, Josh. Vader doesn't ever win the belt in WWF. It's
Well-
like the only company that he was a part of where he didn't win.
Thank God I'm going to forget that after this podcast.
True.
Something
But
that was
Jesus.
glaring with the whole Hogan thing is, Vader smashes Hogan, and he does his Hogan thing and gets right up, and you're like, okay, I get where that just doesn't work.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
obviously when you're hulking up, but you're taking the adrenaline from the crowd. When people just no-sell finishers like Warrior against Triple H at WrestleMania 12, but like when that happens, like imagine Brock Lesnar in his prime was also Hogan in his prime, and Lesnar just, remember, he beat Undertaker's streak. He just come and beats the shit out of Hogan. Hogan just gets up. He's like, no, brother. It just wouldn't make sense.
Well, they were always going to do that, though, because Hogan showed up in WCW after Vader. So here comes Hogan. And, of course, he's just going to fucking squash everyone like Hogan does.
Doesn't
Even
work.
Vader,
Vader,
those were the rules.
I mean, you've got to let the heel look strong so
Right.
it means something when you beat them.
I think it was
Absolutely.
just because they just brought in Hogan. And they're like, well, he's got to just kill everyone like Hogan does. And that was obviously Hogan's, mode of operation.
Yeah.
The
back
other
then.
wild thing was I completely forgot. I knew he was around for the Shawn stuff, the mid 90s, kind of the in your house. I completely forgot he hung around long enough. He was
Yeah.
wrestling Kane. He
Yeah.
was there for a little bit of attitude. Totally forgot about that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah. So we're going to get into the entire episode, everything they talked about. But first, we have to thank a new patron. Thank you to Angel Melendez. Thank you so much. You can go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We are about to finish up Daredevil Born Again. This week is the season finale. We're very excited about that. So you could watch those reviews at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. And then right after that, we're getting into season 2 of The Last of Us, which
Pedro Pascal.
it is officially out right now.
Today.
Yeah. I mean, if you're watching this on Monday, it's already out on Max, so you can check it out now.
And I will be.
Of course.
I'll be watching it tonight.
Yeah.
And just watch the, like a 10-minute long season recap. And because I forget. I'm an old man, John.
Everyone forgets. I mean, that was what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I think it was 2022.
Close to 5.
No, Josh, we're not doing that today. We're not doing that. Last of Us season 2 or season 1, I think was 2022. Oh no, it was 2023. But still,
That's still
2 years.
couple of years,
2
yeah.
years is a long time. You cannot remember everything about a TV show.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't remember half of it, which was great. It was easy to kind of catch up.
Yeah.
So very excited. I've never played the game, so everything's a surprise to me.
Same.
Sure.
So pretty cool.
If you were to
I'm
play
excited.
a game, that would be one to play for
But
sure.
like by myself.
Yes.
At night.
At night, in the dark.
In the dark.
And you will not, you'll be afraid to
Hard
walk.
pass.
You'll be afraid to walk from the couch to your bedroom. You realize, there were nights where I was like, I'm just going to sleep here. This is when I lived alone. I was like, I'm just going to sleep here tonight. It's fine. Yeah, that was, I mean, just the regular zombies that just scream. Like you're just playing and you're walking through a house and then all of a sudden you hear, ah! And you're just like, fuck. Like, Jesus. Like, it just, yeah, that game scares the shit out of you.
Nice.
But in the best way possible. So, yeah, go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Go subscribe. We've got brackets. We've done so many reviews of so many shows. Go check it out. You'll love it. But all right, Dark Side of the Ring, Vader, Big Van Vader was the name of the episode. They open this, like they do every show, which, just a bunch of clips and a bunch of people saying different things. But Jim Ross mentioned how Vader was 400 pounds and could do a moonsault off the top rope. And of course they show it, which, that was always super impressive.
For sure.
Insane.
There was no one ever close to his size that could do that, right? I mean,
Bam Bam, I don't think he was
That's
as
true.
big as Vader, but he was
That's
close.
true. Pretty close.
And he could kind of fly too.
Who would
he
you
would
think-
do the moonsault, yeah.
I think side by side, like Lesnar or Vader. You think Vader's a little bigger? Side by side?
Yeah, I think so.
You mean
Lesnar-
like height-wise? Or?
Just size.
Lesnar's just
I think Vader.
shredded, but Vader is like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
I know, but when you look at Lesnar, he's so wide. He's as wide as a refrigerator.
Right, I mean, Lesnar is huge, but I think Vader is wider. I would say Vader's
wider and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if Brock was ever 400.
Right, that's true.
Right, because he had to be 280 to fight in the UFC. That's the super heavyweight, or that's the heavyweight max.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, Vader's twice his fucking size.
They're saying he was
Almost.
6'5". I don't know what they think. That's what they say.
Sure, yeah,
right?
You don't know.
6'5" in his wrestling booties.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Lesnar 6'3". All right, so he's bigger. All right, there you go. Because I was thinking Lesnar's done it. Kind of a flip.
Well, I mean, then he landed on his head.
He tried.
But no, he did. Lesnar did do it in OVW all the time. He did do the shooting star press. It was the situation was bad. But Jim Cornette says Vader was a world champion in almost every continent on the globe that had professional wrestling, but he had a reputation. Mick Foley said he was the stiffest wrestler I'd ever been in the ring with. He did his style well, but it was a scary thing. And I was surprised all the stiff shots they showed in this episode. I'm surprised they didn't show the one that he gave to Ken Shamrock. Because there's one, you can look it up on YouTube, just do Vader, Ken Shamrock. And there's one where like Ken Shamrock's giving him like stiff forearms. And Vader was like, you could tell he's kind of like cool off a little bit. And then he gives him another one. And then Vader just clocks Shamrock in the head. And then like Shamrock in interviews was like, well, I was a UFC fighter. People came backstage and were like, geez, that was some receipt, huh? And I was like, what's a receipt?
It's just
like,
normal.
He didn't understand that Vader was like pissed at him and like hit him in the head. Like he was just like, no, like we're fighting. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It
That's
did
funny.
seem like that was his style. I think it was Stan Hansen was like, he wasn't my student, he was my equal, and we would just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. That's
Sure.
what they like to do.
Yep.
JR said you got to be able to differentiate between fact and fiction, and Leon had a problem with that, as the episode obviously goes into. We meet Vader's son, Jesse White. Said his father grew up in a violent household. Leon's wife or ex-wife says Leon was head of the household at a very young age. It's so funny, like it's so fucked up. Like you see it in old movies, where if like or even in The Sopranos, when like a man, the head of the household, the father would die. And they tell the son, it's like, well, you're the head of the household now. It's like, he's 10.
Time to step up.
10 years old.
Here's a shotgun.
Why can't the fucking mother be head of the household, It's a fucked up thing to ask a child to do.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Who had Vader being born from Compton? I did not see that. That was crazy.
They said Compton?
They said 2 miles outside of Compton or something
yeah.
like that.
Close enough. Yeah.
I was like, damn, no wonder. He grew up in a rough neighborhood.
Just random people just break into his house while he's there
Yeah.
with his sister or whatever.
yeah.
All right.
And then his grandpa gave him the shotgun. Here's what happens next time.
I'm going back
Damn.
to the bar.
You shoot.
That was
Exactly.
the way his son told it. He was like, yeah, the guy broke into their house. So Vader and his younger sister ran out of the house and ran to the bar where Grandpa was just getting drunk every day. And then Grandpa came home, gave him the shotgun, probably went back to the bar.
Leave me alone, brats.
You
Yeah.
shoot first and you ask questions later. You understand me, Leon?
Exactly. They also mentioned how Leon was a star college football player, was drafted to the Rams, but
Third round.
yeah, they don't go into like it that much, but he did play a couple years. Like I think it was his third year where he had to retire due to knee injuries.
It really is crazy what percentage of wrestlers used to be baseball, football.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're athletes, right?
It's even more now because WWE they will recruit all those college football players where it's like, hey, here's our WWE NIL deal. Put it in your bio, and if you don't make it if you don't go pro, then give us a call.
Right.
Like so many of them now.
Yeah.
Leon got his wrestling start in Minnesota with the AWA. Bruiser Brody and Stan Henson were stiff workers, and they taught him, the style to Leon. And then Leon got booked in New Japan, and Antonio Inoki gave him the gimmick of Big Van Vader, which was based on a folklore story of this legendary samurai.
He looked like a evil elephant. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like a demonic elephant, because I like the red eyes and a fucking
true.
huge trunk. And then
Yeah.
this guy's 6'5".
Yeah.
So, I mean, he probably did look like, I guess, a mastodon or something like that.
He looked awesome.
But
that
yeah.
was so fucking cool with
It
that big
was.
helmet.
I was like-
usually this shit looks stupid in wrestling.
Yes.
But here it looked awesome just because of who he was.
He never came out with that gimmick in WWF, did he?
Nah.
I don't
Not
remember
that
seeing-
extreme.
I only ever saw just his regular mask.
It's a shame. You would think Vince
Right.
would try to buy it from Inoki.
That's what I
Oh
was
my
thinking.
God.
Is
Maybe
that,
Inoki was like, go fuck yourself.
But
It's my IP.
It was incredible.
It was.
And it's
Yeah,
funny
it
that
was.
that's what made him kind of worldly known before
Yeah.
any WCW appearance.
And
or
I guess it
anything.
had some animatronics because it said someone
Yeah.
actually had to work it.
Yeah.
Oh,
From
yeah.
on site, someone had to do the pyro that was in it.
That's
and I guess
awesome.
there's steam. There was a lot of intricacy in that fucking zombie mask or elephant mask. Crazy.
That's
Yeah.
why Inoki's the legend of Japan. He had some great ideas. Ended Muhammad Ali's career early from kicking his fucking
Oh my
legs in
God.
that
Kicked the shit out of him for half an hour.
in that match. That was Muhammad Ali didn't know if it was real or fake, and then Inoki just kicked his legs for 30 minutes, and then that's all that happened.
That's what Hogan and Stallone kind of made fun of in Rocky 3.
Right,
I think,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I
was
think
it
one of my
real?
favorite Inoki things I've ever seen was there's this video of someone was trying to prank him or something like that. And he just fucking no-sold him and beat the shit out of the person that was pranking him.
The best Inoki video is when he was fighting this big fat fuck, and he was just no-selling everything. So then Inoki said, well, if you're not going to sell my shit, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you in the ring. And he did. And then the ref just ended the match. He's like, well, he's fucked up. You don't even have to pin him. Inoki wins. It was such a
Hey,
great...
before you kill him in front of all these people,
Yeah.
you're getting stopped
It
the
was
match.
such a great fucking video. And even Bill Burr ranted about it on his podcast, and someone put the video under it while Bill Burr's talking about it. It's so funny. Inoki had an undefeated streak. I think they said for 3 years, but then Vader
awesome.
came in and squashed him in 3 minutes
Amazing.
just to put him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son, and y'all guys might know more of this because y'all guys are longer wrestling
Y'all guys.
fans than myself. I'm just I'm just a young person in this wrestling experience that I'm in. But they said his son was it's one of the biggest upsets in wrestling history or
I
something
think he
like
said
that.
debuts.
Debuts, like a 3-minute squash.
Yeah.
Not
Not that it was certainly a debut in New Japan, but yeah.
Is there something that stands out to y'all that's more egregiously amazing
In a debut?
In a debut?
Kane's debut always Kane's debut is awesome. Like I
I'm
always
not there
think
yet.
of
Don't
Kane.
spoil it for me.
Sure, no, but it is a great debut.
Does Kevin Owens' main roster Cena win count?
Sure. Yeah, that was
John
awesome.
Cena's
Yeah.
debut was very famous.
Yeah, there's a lot of big ones for sure. So yeah, 1990, there was a match between Vader and Stan Henson at the Tokyo Dome, where Henson accidentally knocked Vader's left eyeball out of its socket. It's funny the way they talk in this episode was that he just punched him in the face and the eyeball popped out. But when you do research, like, because again, these people are all old and this shit happened like 30, 40 years ago. They say that like he had his thumb on his, like he accidentally just like hooked his eyeball, like when he had his like thumb near his eye, and
This is hard to watch.
it was hard to watch. It
really was.
I mean, it was very
They
disturbing.
kept showing it.
Yeah.
They had
But
a
it's like,
commercial
look, it
break.
was-
They came back. It's
It was like
still-
immediately purple and everything. It was like, yeah. So.
ouch.
Yeah. and
Thanks, guys.
He had to, like, I guess, shove some of it back in.
He popped it.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
What are you gonna do?
What are you
You
gonna
gotta
do?
pop that eyeball back in.
What are you
I
gonna do?
guess.
I guess. I mean, of course. You don't want to leave it out. And then Vader's wife was like, "Oh, it scared me half to death." But I have to admit, it was a phenomenal match. Like even she could appreciate it. I guess she was his valet sometimes when he was a babyface, because they did show her with him. Like, she was there some of the some
For a
of the
baby
matches.
face?
Yeah, because at the end of the episode, he cuts like a babyface promo.
Yeah, but that's in Japan. Like, they throw all the rules out, right? They just like, all right, everyone just say thanks.
Japan?
I don't know.
I think they're the last place. They're like full on wrestling's real there. Even today, they still act as if it's real there. It's crazy. So I don't know. But yeah, then they show clips of Vader versus Cactus Jack, their feud in WCW. They said that feud helped Vader get over big time in WCW. And then, Vader's in Boy Meets World. He's in Baywatch, which we did a watch along for that. Train wreck of an episode, but I imagine every Baywatch episode was a train wreck. So I mean, that's some of the worst writing.
Was it?
ever.
It was a football or something like that. He literally like
A basketball? I think.
basketball, right?
Yeah,
That was terrible.
that was one of the best parts of the episode, though, except for Hogan and Macho on the jet skis. Nothing could beat that. It starts so promising.
With the ADR.
It starts so promising. Hey, Macho, but I could beat you to the end, brother. It's like, you got it, brother. And then Hogan drowns, and then he's brought back to life by Pam Anderson. Great start, but the finish was, a wet fart, unfortunately. Of course, they mentioned, like most wrestlers in this day and age, he was rarely ever home, which, took a toll on his family.
You always hear that. I mean, sure. The kid's like, yeah, he was never, I never really had my dad.
Yeah.
And at the end of the episode, he's like, I was always around my dad. It's like, what is it, kid?
Ah,
Which
come
one
on.
is it?
Well, back then it was 300 days out of the year.
Yeah.
Where as of now, I mean, Randy Orton has commended Triple H, where he's like, we actually get to, have Christmas with our families. We don't have to miss birthdays anymore or any of that. He's like, so yeah. And certainly they don't do as many house shows anymore.
Right.
But yeah, throughout the episode, they play audio of Leon in various interviews. But this one part, he said it didn't matter if you were having a good day or bad day. Once you step out of that curtain, it goes away and you become Vader. And it's a feeling like none other. And I got addicted to it, which there's a lot of these Dark Side episodes have that same thing where like Ric Flair, not that Ric Flair had a dark side, but obviously he had 30 for 30. He's told his story. Ric Flair's talked about that. Scott Hall's talked about that, where it's like your life could be a mess, but when you're out there performing, and everyone loves you,
Lights on.
yeah, you get addicted to that feeling, of course. Then Leon's college teammates said Leon was a Jekyll and Hyde. He could be like the nicest guy and then the meanest. Leon's wife said she fell in love with Leon White, but eventually there was no more Leon. He was only Vader. And then she said the craziest shit, where she said, if I tried to leave, it wouldn't have turned out well. Leon loved me to death, but he loved me to death. So he'd be in prison and I'd be dead. And, so...
Yeah, what?
Jesus Christ.
Right.
So we almost had a Chris Benoit situation before Chris
sure.
Benoit.
Yeah. It's not fucking dark, man.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what happens.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck.
Then Gerald Briscoe said a lot of wrestlers bitched and complained about Vader's stiff style. Apparently, Vader broke Sting's ribs. He ended Nikita Koloff's career. He gave Mick Foley a concussion. Foley said, I saw young men whose entire lives were built around this goal of becoming pro wrestlers, but when they saw their name against Leon White, they said, I don't think this is for me.
I'm good.
Amazing.
Which that was probably the best thing Foley said in this episode, but yeah.
Right, the one guy that got his back broken probably should have took that advice.
Oh, man.
Maybe, yeah, because right after that, we meet Joey Thurman, who talks about his match he had with Vader back when he was a young man in the early 90s. He said Vader came up to him backstage before the match. He was very polite. He was like, hey, you good with the powerbomb? He's like, yeah, all right, see you out there, man. But then he said something changed during the match. He was like, I don't know what happened. He snapped. This is the part that really bothered me for 32 years. Vader told him, you better jump, you motherfucker. And then first Vader gives him a stiff choke slam. And then he said, come here, you little piece of shit. And you could see Vader giving him some like stiff slaps.
Yeah.
And then Vader picks up Thurman for the powerbomb and just slams him down as hard as he can and as carelessly as he can. And Thurman lands hard on the back of his neck.
That's rough.
It was painful to watch. Thurman said he couldn't feel his legs at that point. He broke his back in 2 places. He said the trauma was so great he almost severed his spinal cord.
How had he not done this already to someone else by this point?
Right.
Imagine he did this to Sean. Vince
I'm sure
would
he
just
wanted.
shoot him.
I'm sure he wanted to do it to Sean.
Take the shot.
That's why later when he has to give it to Hogan, it's like he just lays him down kind of nice.
Like a Hogan chair shot.
Yeah. Got your nose.
So Foley said he saw Leon crying about it backstage. Because he said like right after the powerbomb, even Joey Thurman was like he switched back to Leon at that point. He was like he didn't even really pin me. He was just like kind of leaning over me and the ref counted.
You can see that, yeah. He's not even touching him.
He's like Lenny in A Mice of Men. Oh, poor Justin Thurman.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Right, yeah. Just look at the ring, Leon.
Yeah.
Just look at the ring. Look at the
Red light.
That might have helped, right? He could have
Leon,
saved so many careers.
Just look at the little jobbers in the ring. Just keep looking at them. Leon.
Look at my nuts, buddy.
Kill them.
So Leon visited Thurman in the hospital, and Thurman said all he could get out was, hey, brother, you okay? And I unloaded on him. I called him everything I could think of. He's crying, and I couldn't care less because they just told me you're never getting in the ring again. So, yeah, this poor Joey Thurman, man.
I mean, after that one shot, I don't think you would want to ever get into the ring again, right?
Maybe not.
It's probably a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, that was a scary thought back in the day. Like, hey, you're this jobber, and then, wrestling was so brutal that just this veteran, this monster's just going to completely take advantage of you. And
there's nothing he could have done. If he had tried to fight back, Vader would have fucking killed him.
Maybe killed him.
yes.
Yeah.
So WCW turned it into an angle, as wrestling always does, and we see a clip of Ricky Steamboat yelling at Vader for breaking Thurman's back. And then even Vader has to be like, he's lucky that's all I did to him, you know?
And then with a tear in his eye. He's lucky.
Basically. So then Hulk Hogan shows up in WCW. Boo. And so Vader has to not work him stiff. They show Vader powerbomb Hogan. Hogan gets right up to no sell it. And then Vader in 98, in an interview in 98, he said, I was told he was going to lay there, but next thing you know, he got up. That's how these guys get over. They backstab you.
Yikes.
And certainly, everyone will believe Leon here because that's just what Hogan did. I mean, according to every wrestler in the history of the planet, except for maybe Beefcake.
Oh, yeah. Brutus.
Yeah.
Oh, the booty man.
Booty Man. What was
the
his-
Barber Beefcake.
What was the Zodiac? That guy.
Oh shit, the Zodiac. I
And then
forgot about
coming
that.
soon, I won't spoil it, but
thank
yeah,
you.
coming soon.
Shark. He
His
becomes
other-
Shark. Right?
Wait, is he
No, he's
Glacier?
not Shark. He's not Glacier.
Okay.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. So then Cornette talks about the story of the incident with Vader and Paul Orndorff. Orndorff had become a backstage producer for WCW, and Vader was scheduled to tape a TV interview, but Vader didn't listen. Orndorff was like, hey, go tape the interview, and he wouldn't do it. So finally Orndorff had enough. He said, get your fat ass in there. Other stories have said that like Vader was just super late as it was. Like he was hours late anyway. So when he got Orndorff was pissed. So Vader gets in his face, but Orndorff knocked Vader to the ground and was kicking Vader in the face while Orndorff is wearing flip-flops.
Oh, insult to injury.
And they said, like, Orndorff fucked up his feet because he's kicking Vader as hard as he can. Like, and he's basically, he's barefoot, pretty
Right.
much, you know? Like,
I've seen Orndorff a couple times.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I wouldn't have pegged him as a person that knocked Vader down with one punch.
no one would have picked
Right.
anyone. Yeah.
And then they fire Vader.
Yeah.
You walk up to your boss punches you in the face. Like, hey, my boss punched me in the face. Like, yeah, you're fired, Joe. Don't get punched in the face, you asshole.
Employment laws were
Right.
pretty strong back then.
Yeah. But yeah, Darkseid doesn't tell the full story of how he was like late and, you know, like they were souring on him. He'd become difficult to work with, you know.
yeah.
They don't really go into all that, but yeah, that's what led Vader.
They made him the victim, and it's about him, so that's fine.
Yeah. So then Jim Ross recruited Vader to WWF. He was like, you know, I felt, and this, it's funny, there's so many episodes where JR is like talking about, we brought him in and we thought if we could keep him sane and, you know, like it would work out great.
If he don't go crazy like he does all the time,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
But we didn't.
Right.
And all hail Bruce Luke.
Of course, he went crazy. He goes
By
crazy.
God. By God.
If he just doesn't show his Nazi tattoo, he's fine. But I mean, why would we know? It is crazy. Like, maybe they should have a little bit better background checks on things like that.
Well, I mean, they're not going to not bring in Vader in the 90s.
It's
Ludwig
Vader.
Borga, that's a different
Yes, that's-
situation.
What's the
It was
background
Vader.
check
That's
going to
true.
say? What's it, that he's late?
That he fucking kills everybody he works with.
And then let's see, what would Vince, what would he have said?
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
You would have fucking loved that. Are you kidding? There's certainly worse things that were going on in the WWF before that. So yeah, Cornette was great because he was getting all excited, like talking about Vader's debut, introducing him on Raw. He mentioned Vader taking out Gorilla Monsoon. What he didn't mention was Vader farting on Gorilla Monsoon as he hit the Vader bomb.
How does he not mention that? Because they go into his smell after that.
Oh my God.
How much he
Right.
smells.
You're right. Yeah.
Even Cornette was like, I got goosebumps just talking about this moment.
I can still smell it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually.
Knocked everyone out in the first row.
Yeah. Knock Gorilla out.
Yeah. So then Cornette says Vince McMahon had no clue who Vader was, and he wanted him to call him the Mastodon. And you could see just like Cornette still like upset about it 30 years later. Like, what the fuck? Later, Vader got injured. He gained a lot of weight because the time off, and Vince was pissed. And then JR said Duke University had a weight loss facility, and it was Vince's idea to send Yokozuna and Leon there. But they gained weight. How do you gain weight at a weight loss center? They were smoggling in fried chicken.
That's how you do it.
I wanted to see that.
Amazing.
Smuggling in.
How the fuck does that even happen?
Like who?
Does
Owen Hart? Who's bringing the fried chicken?
Leon's wife comes in. I'm expecting another baby. Oh no, it's just in a bucket of
The
chips.
baby is a fucking
It's just a pillowcase filled with donuts. Your baby's kind of soft. What did you say to me? Nothing, ma'am. Go ahead. Go see your husband.
Wow, that's hilarious. So then came Shawn Michaels. Shawn had become the WWF champion, and Vince put him up against Vader. Cornette says Shawn didn't like Vader because he worked stiff. And then Shawn told Vader, you know, if you hit me like that again, Vader Taker, I'm going to get you fired. And then in other interviews, because I've watched so much Cornette stuff, but in other interviews, Cornette says Vader would like cry about Shawn threatening him to get fired. He was like, Vader was like a softie. Like, yeah, he was this super mean guy, but you could like hurt his feelings and make him cry so easily.
He mentioned that. He mentioned that on this episode.
Foley said he cried. Yeah. But no, they mentioned how Vader, like he told Vader, I was going to get you fired. But they didn't say that he was like crying after that, just that he was like, you know, worried. But then JR said, you know, Shawn was also pissed because Leon didn't always wash his gear. Like, God damn it, you got body odor. I don't know if JR was quoting Shawn here or if it was JR like saying, God damn it, you got body odor. People don't want to work with you and Leon's offended. Because then JR goes, like, this is all about body odor. Like, he was like upset, like almost like get over it, Shawn. But I mean, I can't.
When you're close up to a guy and you're wrestling him and it stinks.
Yeah.
When I was doing my boxing training, I had a guy that would just take the same stuff. He would put it in his gym bag. We were, you know, when you're boxing, you're just sweating from head to toe. He'd come back, pull it out of his gym bag, put it on, and fight. And I had to finally tell him, I was like, dude, I don't understand why you're not washing your stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and why you're just taking it right out of your gym bag. Like, it's disgusting. And the smell was like I was going to throw up. So this is probably what they were doing.
Imagine if it was Vader.
Yeah.
Who probably didn't even wipe properly.
A guy like
honestly.
Vader,
how
it's
could
got to
he?
be like having your face in a warthog. Jesus.
There's no way Vader was able to like turn enough to wipe his ass. Like, there's no way he could reach back there.
No.
It was like Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake said Andre the Giant would take a shit in the bathtubs because like the toilet was too small for his ass, so he would just take a shit in the bathtub, turn the shower on, probably just rinse his ass for a second, be like, good enough.
Yeah.
Hello, lady.
Imagine
Goodbye, poopy. You know,
to be so big that a shower is your bidet.
hello, poopy.
Yeah.
Goodbye, poopy. Yeah, exactly.
There's no telling what's growing in there.
No. So they get to the SummerSlam match in '96, where Shawn comes off the top rope and Vader was supposed to move, but he doesn't move. So Shawn lands on his feet and just yells, "Move!" And Cornette is furious talking about this. He's like, in front of everyone, in front of the fans, because what does Cornette hate the most? Exposing the business. And here Shawn is yelling at Vader, "I said move, you dumb fuck!"
Yeah.
He's like, he's an unprofessional asshole.
Sean seems like a little bit of a baby bitch. Like,
he was?
He seems like a super solid prick.
Shawn admits that he was a prick in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, he was so drugged up, and he said I was
Yeah.
the biggest asshole.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even going back to the 9 Marines that he beat up.
No,
I mean,
they beat him up.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it was one Marine.
It's really interesting that Sean doesn't get, like, obviously Hogan is king of the assholes, but Sean doesn't seem to catch the flack.
You know why?
Like Hogan does.
You know why?
Why?
Why does no one give a shit that Andy Pettit used steroids in MLB? Because he said, I'm sorry. That's all it takes. When you say, Hogan's never said I'm sorry. And until you say you're sorry, Clemens never said I'm sorry. Bonds never said I'm sorry. And that's why they still hate them.
Hogan never admitted anything.
No, but like Sean was like, I was an asshole. I'm so like he apologized to like everyone in his life that hurt him. You know, he found God. Like he got really spiritual about it. So when you do all that, yeah, of course you're not going to take he apologized. He made amends.
Sure.
These other guys don't make amends, and then they're hated forever.
Was so great was after Brett and Shawn made up, WWE like filmed like a special for the network, and it's Jim Ross just interviewing the two of them and talking about their feud and their career. And every like 5 minutes, because Bret Hart is the most
Bitter asshole.
bitter asshole of
asshole.
all time. Just he's so bitter. He can't let go of anything. Like every like 5 minutes in the special, Bret would be like, "Yeah, Shawn, and then Shawn did this to me," and it was like, and then like Jared would be like, "Shawn, how'd you feel about that?" And Shawn was like,
Look, I don't remember most things that happened in the 90s, but if it happened, Brett, I'm sorry.
and then 5 minutes goes by, and then it happens again. And Shawn's like,
I don't remember a damn thing. I was pilled up, drugged up, boozed up. I'm sorry, Brett.
so it was just like an hour and a half of Shawn apologizing to Bret.
Could have happened, maybe not. I don't know. Not saying it did.
That's a pretty good way to, to recover from that type of stuff.
Right.
I don't remember anything that happened, but if it happened, my bad.
If it did, sorry.
It's the genius way to answer that because you're not admitting guilt, but you're still apologizing.
Maybe.
Yeah. So then in 1997, WWF goes to Kuwait for the second time. We just recently covered their first Kuwait tour.
Yeah.
And they booked Vader and
The Undertaker.
on a talk show there where the host asked them if wrestling is fake. We've all seen this clip. Vader gets up, grabs the guy by his tie and says, "Does that feel fake?" And he's like, "Before I kick Undertaker's ass, I'll kick your ass."
What's
So he
the-
threatens him too.
Vince just wanted to redo the James Schultz or what's his name?
David Schultz.
David Schultz
David Schultz.
incident again. Yeah.
Was The Undertaker maybe pulled up at this time? Because he was so cool and calm and relaxed when that was happening.
But Taker was super professional. Taker was never going to do anything to any public figure.
Plus,
it just looks so weird.
He slapped something out of his hand and he grabbed his tie. It's not like he smacked him like the Schultz incident.
Sure, but I just found it
me
funny
a
that
break.
Taker was just like, he just no-sold everything that's happening.
He didn't
It's
even
still
do
assault.
anything.
Still assault.
Whatever.
Did you happen to
Because you
look
grab
at
his tie.
Would you? Okay, but if imagine this guy. Vader's twice the size of this poor fuck. Imagine a guy twice your size comes,
Grabs
grabs
shirt.
you by the tie and threatens you.
And he's in character, and I'm on a show.
This guy doesn't know that.
Wait, he doesn't know. They just were
He
liberated.
didn't run off set like
They
screaming.
in Kuwait in '97. They thought wrestling was real, and that's why he was like,
in
my producer told me
2007, they
to
thought it was-
say this is wrestling fake. What an asshole, right? Oh! And he just.
Ahmad Johnson just freed all the Kuwaitis from the
Yeah,
Iraqis
that's right.
less than 2 months ago.
He single-handedly won the war, according to Vince.
Did you happen to see the newspaper that wrote about this?
No,
The
tell me.
headline? It said wrestler Kuwait's trial. It was so
That's
I loved
Pretty
it.
great.
amazing.
So the story is that the TV show producers told Leon to do this, but the TV show producers didn't tell the host that they were going to do this. So the host, it was real as a heart attack to him. So yeah, Vader was then detained in Kuwait for 10 days, where he lived in a hotel under house arrest. And like it even says it was a very luxurious hotel. He just couldn't leave the hotel for 10 days. So imagine they just
Did he go
brought
to
him fried
trial?
chicken.
Did they? What? I mean, like what?
No,
Why
eventually-
detain him? And if the producers admitted I told him to do it, how do you press charges?
Yeah.
It just sounds ridiculous.
Because it's not the U.S.
Yeah.
It's another country, and
right.
yeah. So then Vince lost interest in Vader after that. We see clips of Vader getting jobbed out. Vader's getting addicted to pain pills. His wife said he got self-destructive. It got worse and worse. And then Vader loses a match to Kane. And Vince made Vader do a post-match interview where he said, maybe Vader time's over. I'm nothing more than a big piece of shit. A big fat piece of shit. And then Gerald Briscoe and Cornette were just like, Gerald Briscoe says like those words were straight out of Vince's mouth. And then Cornette says, yeah, that's what Vince thought of him. A big fat piece of shit at that point. So soon, like Vader did some other wrestling, but like it was pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
So after wrestling, Leon never took care of his health. His wife said she would try to get him to go to rehab, but he wouldn't listen. So once Jesse went to college, she finally divorced him. I guess she wasn't that afraid anymore.
Typical story.
Too fat to chase her.
Jesus.
Damn.
So Vader also had diabetes, but he didn't do anything about it. And one day he passed out while on a flight to Japan and was in a diabetic coma for 33 days, and he lost 112 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No fried chicken.
No fried chicken. Vader's doctor told him he had congenital heart failure, so he had to have quadruple bypass surgery. But then soon after that, he was hospitalized for pneumonia, put in a medically induced coma. He woke up after 3 weeks, but he couldn't speak for 6 weeks because of the breathing tube he had. Leon's wife then said, we had promised each other that if something like this ever happened, that we'd pull the plug, and that's what we did.
The chronological order of all of that didn't seem right to me because the son's like, I talked to him. I'm going
Right.
to see you later.
Yeah.
Then the wife pulls the plug. It's his mom. It's not like some stepmom.
Right.
Then he shows up and his dad's dead. Like, hey,
That's-
mom, you couldn't have waited a couple hours. I was on my way. It seemed weird, right?
It did seem a little bit strange.
Well, he said it was the last
I
time
agree.
he talked to him, not that like he wasn't there.
But the way they made it sound like was like I talked to him in the morning, and then the wife
see
pulled
you
the
after
plug.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, right?
It's a little bit
that's
strange.
how it sounded.
Maybe he
like
just
in the episode.
slipped back into the coma and it was
Yeah.
time. Yeah. You never
Maybe
know.
they don't specify. So yeah, Foley says he doesn't think Vader has gotten the credit he deserves. For years, Foley was trying to get Vader to go in the Hall of Fame while he was alive because they. There was a point. Jesse, his son, was running his Twitter for a long time, and I would follow Vader's Twitter. And then, like, Vader announced publicly, like a few years before he died, that they told me I only have a couple years to live because of my heart and everything. And then Foley was like trying his hardest to get Vader in the Hall of Fame before he died, but they didn't do it because Vince was running the show at the time. He didn't want anyone that was like Vince wasn't putting in anyone dead or anyone that was going to die soon. Like Vince was just weird about shit like that. He did end up going in the Hall of Fame in 2022, but yeah, not while he was alive.
Yeah.
And then his wife said at the end he changed back into Leon. He was sorry for how things turned out. And then they end it with a clip of Vader doing like this babyface promo with his wife and young son, like backstage. And he says his son's going to be a future world champion and all that. But,
It was kind of crazy, and his son was right. He's like, my dad lived. It was a short life, but he lived.
Yeah.
And boy, did Vader live. He had an interesting childhood. I'm sure his time in Japan was fucking tits. And then just like, everything else in Kuwait, like
he probably fucked a lot of tits in Japan.
probably a lot. Like he had a great life.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's always the thing, right? It's like, here's, would you take that? Would you take your life, or would you take 50?
Live fast, die young thing.
Yeah. Would you take 50 years, but you're famous and you have a hell of an experience, but you die young, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a hard decision. So yeah, that's where we left off. That is episode 3 of Dark Side of the Ring. Good episode. Wow. I mean, Vader had so many memorable moments between the eye and the fucking like getting his ass kicked by Orndorff.
They didn't get into Mick Foley's ear match. That's another big thing because he
was that with Vader.
Yeah,
it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, huh.
So I'm surprised they didn't get into that. That's more of a Mick Foley thing, I guess, than a Vader thing.
Yeah, sure.
I got Reed ripped off ears all the time.
And it wasn't Vader's fault, so maybe that's why they wanted to shy away from it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So some interesting Dave Meltzer ratings for Vader's matches.
Oh.
The match with Stan Hansen, 2 stars.
The one where his eyeball popped out?
One of his eyeball popped out. I imagine
Like
that
an
might
automatic
be
5.
Well, it might be because it was in the Tokyo Dome.
But it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, so maybe a 1-star match? I'm not sure. And apparently in the WWF, he did have a over 4-star match. And where was it? 4.5 against Ric Flair. Oh, no, this is WCW. Sorry.
Yeah.
WCW 98 against Ric Flair. He had a 4.5-star match. So I think that's
his highest Meltzer rating?
I think that's his highest Meltzer rating.
Ah, what a shame. Who cares about Meltzer's ratings anyway?
But just interesting. Just some interesting
It's fun to make
factoids.
fun of them, sure.
For sure. But respect to Vader. Respect.
What did he give the Vader fart bomb to Gorilla? Did he rate that?
I don't
It wasn't
think
a match, though.
So probably not.
That's 5 stars.
5 stars.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. That's all for Dark Side of the Ring, Big Van Vader. Looking forward to next week's episode. But for now, let's get to the news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. So last week, Marvel Entertainment posted an 8-hour, 36-minute video on their YouTube channel of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, just standing there and breathing heavily. And there was also this part, like where, hold on, let me play it real quick. Here we go.
He's like, yes.
Yeah, come here.
It's the comic book cover. Iconic.
So yeah, it's just
So that's
heavy
where
breathing
everyone
and-
came?
Yes.
People are logging on for an hour and a half waiting for that.
Yeah, what is this? What are they doing?
It's because fans are like, what the fuck? He wasn't announced for Doomsday? And they're like, don't worry, look, here he is. I think that's just their way of saying he's going to be in Doomsday.
Right.
8 hours?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I don't think he was standing there.
Because
You
their
think it's
fucking
AI?
their
Think
live
it's,
stream was 5.5 hours. Yeah, I don't think he was actually standing there for 8.5 hours.
No, right.
No.
But or a loop, or they just AI could probably do this.
Uh-huh.
Like the technology those guys have
Yeah,
available.
of course.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be that. It can't be anything else other than
No,
like they
the
wouldn't
timing
do
would
this
be
and then it's
awful.
like, no, he's retiring. Sorry.
Right.
Has to be.
So that's interesting. Also, Warner Brothers Pictures co-CEOs Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi were interviewed by Deadline and revealed some projects that are in the works. None of them good.
No.
So we've got Matrix 5.
I remember 4. Horrible.
Horrible. One of the worst movies ever.
Hold on. I actually have something about that.
So do I.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
know, you could say it.
No, go ahead.
It's going to be written and directed by the creator of the Daredevil Netflix show,
That's right.
Drew Goddard. So that's something, I guess.
And
But,
and not
I mean-
and not just Daredevil, The Martian, World War Z.
Yeah, he's had a lot of...
Have
big
you ever had a
projects.
movie
Cloverfield?
a movie franchise decline so much between movies, like 1 to 2,
What?
2 to 3,
What?
3 to 4.
What? Well, 3 to 4 for sure. But 1 through 3 is one of the best trilogies out there. No cap. That's for sure.
Oh, no cap.
Who's Cap? What is that?
Sorry, I'm trying to mix in.
You're old.
I'm
Stop.
trying to mix in some popular culture. No, for real.
No,
1
stop
through
it.
3 is one
was-
of my favorites.
If one, just think about this. If one was never anything else, it was just that movie, it would be so much more iconic because of the decline. Look, the fight scenes and stuff, sure. The highway scene, amazing.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
But like, come on. It got
I
worse and worse.
I only saw the sequels once, like in theaters. I never saw them again, so I
It's worth a
forgot.
rewatch.
I've forgotten most of them. So
It's worth it.
Shut up. It helps when I rewatch The Matrix because I don't really think about the sequels that much because when I do, it's just infuriating. I mean, the jump the shark moment at the end of 2 where it's like, he has powers outside the Matrix. That was the fucking worst.
What?
That was
Makes
so
no
dumb.
sense.
And then like just the fly battle and the third movie with Agent Smith. Yeah. And then of course the worst one of all was the fourth one. I mean, unwatchable. Not one
Garbage.
minute of that was good.
No, it was all new characters, but the same characters. It's dumb.
Yeah. So, okay, it's the Daredevil fucking creator. He wrote World War Z. He wrote Martian. Those were good movies, but just let it die at this point.
Absolutely.
I would prefer to let it die. I don't know where they're gonna go with this. We'll see. Also, Beetlejuice 3, which I'm guessing will be called Beetlejuice. You know, because how could it not?
No, of course it is.
No,
But they're-
Beetlejuice, diarrhea, Beetlejuice.
That's true. With probably more baby Beetlejuices than ever before. That'll probably be a big thing. Yeah, let that die as well. They also announced the Minecraft sequel. That goes without saying. Of course, they're going to fucking make 10 of those. And also a remake to The Bodyguard that starred Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. They're going to do that
Okay.
again. But this time it's going to be like, Chris Pratt saving Lizzo. That's what they're going to do there.
I get it.
It's going to be, and he's going to save her by just, taking away the food.
He's
And
gonna
that's
save
gonna-
her.
he's gonna save her.
by- They're going to go to the gym together.
Yeah.
You missed the obvious here. She's going to save him.
Oh,
It'd be
shit.
nice and
That's of course
Women's
what it's gonna be.
empowerment.
Yeah.
You're right.
Lizzo lost like 100 pounds and was like, I guess that's it. And it's like, well, another 100 to go, I think, and then you'll be on Easy Street. But yeah, none of these things that they announced I'm excited for. I mean, yeah. At least Matrix, like, they finally took it away from the Wachowskis. Because again, I'm still convinced, like, the one Wachowski that made Matrix 4 was pissed that they had to make it. So they were just like, I'm going to make the shittiest film possible. The whole movie is self-aware.
Yeah.
They're like, a fourth Matrix video game? Why? Like, that was just them saying, like, why a fourth movie?
Yep.
Keanu Reeves mailed it in. He's like, I'm here again.
There was no kung fu.
No.
Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
just did force push the whole movie.
I'm saving kung fu for my other stuff.
For John Wick.
Right.
Yeah. For something good. Yeah, for sure. Also, the season 2 premiere of Peacemaker is officially set for August 21st.
Wow. There you go.
We knew it was going to be in August for a while,
Buttons.
but now we got an exact date. Yeah, that's huge. We will be reviewing that on the Patreon,
Somewhere.
of course. Also, season 2 of Andor drops on April 22nd. So that's coming as well. That might be a show that we reviewed down the road. You know what's funny? I thought we reviewed season 1 on the podcast.
We didn't?
Apparently not.
What?
I can't find it anywhere.
That's right. I watched it. I said it was good. Then you
And then I
started to
watched
watch
it.
it.
Yeah.
It was good. I remember
Yeah,
this.
I'm looking forward to it. So that'll be fun. That I'll get to watch a show I like without like having to take notes and worry about reviewing it unless we end up doing it later. We'll see. Also, Variety reports that the Oscars is adding a Best Stunt Design Award in 2028. Yeah. Like, why the delay? Like, just do it now, dummies. This
What the
means
fuck?
nothing. It essentially means nothing.
Right.
This isn't like a new rule in football. Like, it's just a fucking award. Just add it now.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why can't they? What the fuck?
I mean, the first 3 years, it's going to go to Tom Cruise anyway.
Yeah, and he's like, I only have a few years left as it is.
They
they're
want to
like-
get out. They want to get past the Tom Cruise phase.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. They asked Tom how many more Mission
many years?
Impossibles.
Yeah.
I got 2 more. Okay, after that,
Yeah.
2028. That's when we're at.
Seriously.
So they're getting
What the fuck?
desperate. They're getting desperate. Like, how many years until they do like best comedy movie, and how many years till they do like best superhero movie? And the Oscar for best superhero movie goes to Miss Marvel.
How many more years
that's
do
what
they
it-
have streaming awards? And the Oscar goes to Netflix.
They
The best movie to never go to the movies.
Right.
Award.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because wasn't
Best extra award.
the Irishman didn't go to the movies, right? Or to main screen?
No, it did.
It did? Okay.
Yes. You
Oh,
have
for
to
like a
be up
week?
for an Oscar. Yeah.
Okay.
No, for like a month.
Okay.
You had in order to qualify, the movie has to be in theaters.
So they'll do it on like the 12 screens sometimes thing just to get it some
Netflix
awareness.
did a wide release, but you don't remember because you watched it at home. Because why would you? You know, like
In 2029, they're going to amend that rule.
it's not like that's an action movie. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Right.
So plus it's 3.5 fucking hours, 4 with the fucking trailers. So why would you? It's insane, and it's
Long
not.
time.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That movie. It's really not. Also, Deadline reports that Robert Pattinson is being considered for a role in Doom 3. So I don't know what that means. I mean, the whole movie is about how like this one white guy is like the chosen one, but they've changed like the original story where he might not be. So I don't know. We'll see what Robert Pattinson's going to do there.
And Robert.
It should have been Robert Pattinson the whole fucking way instead of Timothy Chalamet.
Sure, I would have been fine with that.
He sucks.
He's on the rise. While we're talking about Robert Pattinson, there was I don't know if it's an update, but they said that the Batman 2 script is still not ready yet.
Shocker.
So I've offered my services. I've yet to hear back.
Where are we at? Isn't it 2028 at this point?
It seems like maybe that's what they're waiting. They heard that the stunt award was getting pushed back, so like we're gonna have some pretty tit stunts in Batman
tits
2
stunts.
So
Oh my God.
October 2027.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm here to help Matt Reeves. That's all I'm saying.
I might not even watch that.
The first one was February of 2022.
God damn.
5 years.
Wow.
Christopher Nolan made The Dark Knight, and then he made what did he make after? He made Inception, and then he made The Dark Knight Rises. That was 4 years in between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. And he made Inception in between.
Yeah.
Like, please. Look, I'm not asking for it. I'm just saying
It seems
kinda
like you're
funny.
pretty passionate. You want a Batman 2.
No.
Hurry up, Matt Reeves.
don't need
Andrew
it.
is waiting.
Again,
Nah.
I think it's just
Delay.
I think it's just Warner Brothers saying like we can't afford it yet. Maybe in a couple of years.
We have to continue paying our CEO his bonus, so we can't afford that.
They're like, hey, we just sold Coyote versus Acme. Here's 50 million.
Jeez.
Well, we need like 300. It's Batman. What are you talking about? There's no lights in the first movie. You can't see shit. Just work with that.
Work with that. Just put him in the suit.
Can't see anything. Why would you even need to? You might as well watch that movie on VHS. There's nothing to see. You can't even see anything in that fucking movie. That's all I've got. So, gentlemen.
No, you had my stuff about the updates, and I shared that Batman.
Oh, it was your
news.
stuff.
Yeah, it was my stuff, but
You
I
broke
let
the
you.
news.
I let you take it. So
That's weird.
go
I thought
ahead.
it was like Deadline, but Josh
It's fine.
Reese.
No, Josh Reese / Deadline.
You
underscore.
do you do contract work for Deadline?
I do ghostwriting, so they don't know.
Ghostwriting. Yeah, because they're like, well, we have to edit the grammar so much that really it's not you anymore.
As long as the cash is checked, that's all that matters, baby. Money, 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 money.
This guy. Yeah, all I had was the stuff about Wolverine, Warner Brothers, The Last of Us, and Peacemaker. So that's all I had. My stuff.
Wow.
Aaron?
At least you
Nice.
did your homework. What do you got, Aaron?
First thing I had, have you guys seen the Thunderbolts popcorn bucket at Cinemark yet?
Oh, no.
It is a Red Guardian helmet.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not bad.
All right.
Not
Pretty-
bad. I don't know if that's going to bring anyone to the theaters.
It looks
but-
more Daredevil.
No,
it does.
it does look like a Daredevil helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty neat. Oh, that's cool. Rick and Morty season 8. That's going to be premiering May 25th. So
Nice.
I guess we're still making this show without Roiland, right? That's his name.
Right,
the
yeah.
guy that got kicked out. I guess there's
But
still.
Josh, you said it's still good?
Yeah, the voices, you can't tell that they're gone, and it's still Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon's still great, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Fair enough.
I think I saw all of season 7. It was still pretty good.
I've never
Yeah.
seen 1 second of that show.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I've seen a few
It's
episodes.
Hilarious.
It's good. I like it. But I
It's-
never got into the whole
For
thing.
adults, or is it like borderline?
Oh, it's-
kids?
Definitely
adults.
adults. 1000% adults.
The whole thing started off with it's like a parody of Back to the Future, but where Doc Brown wants to
Right.
fuck Marty.
And
What?
But that episode never aired.
No,
like
it
that
never
was like
aired.
you can watch it. It's online. But it wasn't the pilot. It was just like this was the original idea. That's not what the show is. He's not trying to fuck the kid.
Right.
But like that was like the original thing.
No, but the premise is that
It's
Doc
amazing.
Brown is drunk, so
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's super genius.
So
drunk.
it's a time machine show?
no,
Yeah,
it's
kind of.
well portals.
Portals, that's right.
Portals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them just kind of going
It's
on.
worth it, Joe.
There's so much to watch.
It's funny.
Yeah, I know. This is probably not much news, but Last of Us season 3 has already been renewed.
Right.
We knew that
Yeah.
was coming because it was, of
course.
they were going to put the second game into 2 seasons probably.
Yes, right. And that's the other thing is like they don't know if it's gonna. They don't know right now if they're gonna end it after season 3 or if they're gonna extend like past the video game story.
Right.
Which is interesting because like I don't know what the fuck the story could be. It's kind of like when the second game ends, it's kind of just like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd have to create something completely new. So I don't know. But,
It's
yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
It's true that. I mean, look, they're doing another season of Shogun, and that was based on a book. And now they're just like, well, we're just going to do another season. That's, there's no book for this season. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that happens on shows.
Yeah, didn't that happen with Game of Thrones? They
Sure
ran
did.
out of books, so they just
Yep.
had to make it up
Yeah.
as they went on.
They're like, oh, no one's read what this is going to happen. What?
Oh, Josh,
Josh
is
is
pissed.
feeling the pain. That's the thing, though. Like, Josh wants me to watch Game of Thrones, but it's like, yeah, but you want me to watch, like, how many seasons is it? 8?
8. Just
8
watch
seasons.
7.
So watch
No.
it. But then in season 8, it gets fucking terrible, and you're going to be, like, pissed.
Yeah.
That you
It
watched
ends
it.
amazing.
What?
Not to him.
What are you talking about?
No.
I mean, most people.
The Ice War?
Most people hate how
It's
it ends.
fucking
That's what I've
amazing.
heard.
it's,
Like the hero at the end, and like you don't like it's amazing. Are you nuts?
what are you talking about as the end? I'm talking about as
All right.
the very, very end.
Well,
We'll
sure.
talk about it.
It's the end.
Yeah.
Like all right, we'll talk
We'll talk about
it.
it off camera. Yeah, we're never,
We don't ruin it for
Rabble,
Andrew,
rabble,
who will
rabble.
never watch
I'm
it.
never going to watch it. It's like my Sopranos to Aaron. Like,
Oh, Aaron, you gotta
Aaron's
watch
never
it.
gonna watch Sopranos. I'm never gonna. You motherfuckers! I tried with House of Dragon. That was the most boring fucking shit I ever watched. I think I'd rather watch She-Hulk because at least I'd feel emotion. I'd feel rage and anger just because I'm watching
She-Hulk
it.
was fine.
Whereas
Did you
like
feel
House of
rage?
Dragon, you just fall asleep. It's so boring. Nothing happens.
Season 2 was fine,
No, it wasn't.
except for
Better.
the last episode.
No, like everyone was like, "Oh, season 2 pretty good so far." And then they said, "Oh, the last episode was dog shit as well." So I don't
Yeah,
know.
very true.
I don't
Very
know what to think.
Season 3, that might be fire.
They're just sitting at a table. How many episodes of season 1? 10. They're sitting at a fucking table every episode talking about bullshit.
That's
Nothing
where shit gets
happens.
done. Shit
I'm
gets done at the table, Andrew.
That happens
Shit
in-
is getting done right now.
That happens in a Tarantino movie, but what they're actually talking about is interesting, and at the end, someone gets their fucking head blown off.
Well, here people get their heads chopped off. Andrew, it's different. They don't have guns.
Glorious
in medieval
Bastards, like a
times.
15-minute. It starts with a 15-minute conversation, 2 guys at a table, and then like they lull you to sleep, but then all of a sudden, like fucking the Jew hunter, like every couple minutes he'll get excited, and it's like, holy shit, this guy's crazy, and then fucking. Brrr.
You have a lot of passion, Andrew. I think you like
Shut
House of
up.
Dragon longer than you think, more than
Yeah.
you think.
No, that show sucked. Sorry, what else? Where are we? What day is it? I don't know.
Fantastic. So we all have some exhaustion with Star Wars.
Oh, my God.
But the creator of Andor, he let it slip that they're working on a Star Wars horror project. They didn't clarify if it's a movie or a show. Okay,
There's so
open.
much.
Yeah, there's so much. I'm open to this though if it's an interesting premise. Maybe there's some kind of monster out there we haven't seen before. Maybe there's some kind of, fallen Jedi serial killer, They could do something interesting with it, but they need to earn it.
What is that?
Josh is like, they won't. They won't.
And that's the thing, like, you talk about superhero fatigue. It's like, it's not superhero fatigue we're tired of. It's the shitty superhero movies that we're tired of. Of
course.
Same with Star Wars, the TV shows, the movies. I mean, Andor's like the only good thing now that The Mandalorian sucks. And they're going to make a Mandalorian movie. We don't know if that's going to be any good. We'll see,
Based on season 3, I don't have a whole lot of hope.
I want to watch Andor. That's it. I'm kind of excited for Taika Waititi's, but like we don't even know if that's still happening. Like, it's not even in development.
Do you think that Lizzo and Jack Black are still going to be Queen and King in Mandalorian
if they're in the trailer. All right, I'll say this right now. If they're in the trailer, I'm not seeing it.
Dad, and isn't Sean Levy working on a Star Wars project too?
Yeah.
Like it's too
There's
much.
so much.
It's too much. Way too much.
Yep.
We have a trailer now for the animated Predator movie, Killer of Killers.
I saw some of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it comes out June 6th on Hulu. It looked pretty good. He's fighting samurais, World War II pilots, Vikings.
Yep.
This could be interesting. Just, some short anthology stories.
Right.
So I'll be checking that out. And the last thing I had, so James Cameron was talking about Avatar 3. He said, he said the Ash people are the main adversaries of Avatar Fire and Ash, but
Sounds racist.
But he misspoke here.
What?
See, he didn't get that right because the main adversaries of Avatar 3 is me. Do not release this fucking movie.
I thought you were going to say James Cameron was
No,
the
it's fucking
main
me.
adversary. I just look forward to the 10-minute scene again where they're talking to a whale. But of course the whale isn't talking, so you're just reading dialogue and you just hear ooh, and then it's like, oh, your son is beautiful. Ooh, thank you. Ooh. Me and Aaron looked at each other. First of all, Aaron looked at me like, I'm gonna kill you because like, why did you drag me to this movie? I was like, what is happening?
Did James Cameron call us Ash people? I don't understand what that is.
Maybe you, Josh. I don't know.
I feel a little bit offended and disrespected.
My favorite / worst part of Avatar 2 is when the one guy shot a fish and then one of the naughty creatures just went, ah! Like just, he was devastated from that one fish.
Yeah.
But then the main character's son dies and he's just like, fuck,
No.
that sucks.
The best-
I'm not getting laid for like 2 months now.
The best part was the pet human with the mask who ran around with her. That was hilarious.
So much insanity to that movie.
That movie was so unserious. Even though it was a very serious movie,
Yeah.
it was so unserious.
The pitch meeting, it's like they take their tails and they join them together.
Yeah.
Is it a sexual thing? Yes. So what do they do with the horses? Yeah, they take their tails. And I thought you said it was a sexual thing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What else? Anything else?
Nope.
All right. What is everyone watching this week?
I really haven't had a chance to watch much. I'm still watching.
Thanks, Josh. All right, Aaron.
I'm still watching Pit. The Pit is
Josh
really good.
grabs the microphone. I'll go first. Nothing.
I'm still
There's no
watching
need
the
to
Pit.
speak.
I'm still watching the Pit. I haven't watched anything new, is what I meant.
So it's good or what?
It's still good. It's tits. It's great.
It is. You
Yeah.
give it 2 tits up.
I give it a big double
You give
D.
it 2 hard tits.
Big double D.
2 hard
for
nips.
Sure. Yeah, 2 nipples.
Nip
Yeah.
up.
All right, Aaron.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer. I watched Top
Oh,
Gun.
that's true. We forgot to talk about Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Watched Iceman.
Val.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sad.
What a career. I mean, honestly, like he was so maybe one of the most underrated movies of all time is The Saint.
I was
I love
so
The Saint.
on the
Really?
Saint. What
It's
he
one of my
was-
favorite movies.
What I
Never saw
loved
it.
him in was that that movie he did with Robert Downey Jr. What the hell was it called?
Kiss Kiss Bang
Kiss Bang Bang.
It was like
yeah.
one of the worst, biggest flops in Hollywood
It was
history.
phenomenal. It was a great movie. I loved it.
I've seen it. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Joe?
There you go. I'm trying to catch up on Daredevil. That's what I've been spending my last week on. Is catching up on episodes. Hopefully, I can get there by Thursday.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Nice. So I finally checked out The Studio with Seth Rogen. And it's funny, like I was like, all right, Seth Rogen really hasn't been in anything in a while. The trailer looks okay. It almost seems like this pretentious Hollywood thing where it's, it's all about us. But no, it's fucking amazing. Of course. What was I thinking? I wasn't going to like a Seth Rogen project.
That's what I had heard.
Come on.
Like my favorite show's The Boys. That's produced by Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
My favorite comedies are written by Seth Rogen. And this is
Fucking Mark!
I'll say it with pride. I mean, my God. And this is another project where it's written and directed by Seth Rogen and his writing and directing partner Evan Goldberg. It's phenomenal. It's basically Birdman meets Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, interesting.
It's filmed like Birdman with the really long takes, and even the music with the drums. Like brrr. At one point, I was like, "Oh, that's the same exact music." But Seth Rogen is basically Larry David in the sense that everyone hates him and everything he does is the wrong decision. But it's Seth fucking Rogen doing it. Like, it's amazing. The wife and I, we're caught up to date. I think there's 4 episodes out and there's more to come. But like episode 2 is just basically one scene and it's just Seth Rogen completely ruining this one shot that like he's on set because he's the studio head and he's like the dumbest studio head ever. And he's just like, no, I want to hang out. I want to see the shot. And none of them want him there because he's the suit. But he's like, no, it'll be cool. And he won't stop talking to everyone. He just, every time they try to do this one shot, he ruins it in the most fantastical way possible.
I gotta watch it.
And like,
Sounds great.
there's plenty of times you're like, you know it's going to happen, but it doesn't matter because it's amazing. Like,
Right.
it's so good. There's one episode where it's just like the whole thing is like, he's acting like he's a detective, like it's a noir film, but like, it's so funny.
That's
it's
great.
amazing. You have to
Okay.
check it out.
All right,
and
what's it on?
Oh, good.
Apple TV.
Apple TV. Okay.
White Lotus ended last Sunday before we did, or after we did the show. And yeah, like I think Tarantino directed the last 5 minutes of the ending. It was crazy.
Like for real?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, like, it was like, oh my God, like all this
There's
stuff.
a lot
just
of feet,
pow, pow, pow,
huh?
pow, pow.
It was all feet.
It was all feet. It's a lot of shooting.
Walton Goggins' feet.
And
No.
just a weird season. Yeah, just a weird season. So it's a good show that just kind of went a little wacky with the incest stuff. And, you know,
That happens.
we'll
huh?
see what happens. Yeah.
All right, I guess it's time for fan questions. Pop Culture Junkie, if you were doing a movie-themed watch party, how would you organize it? What movie are you watching? What food, drinks, and decor would you have to fit the theme of the movie and make it a full experience? Wow.
Well, you do Ninja Turtles and you order pizza.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Well, you have to do cucumbers on the pizza if you want it to be accurate, motherfucker. Okay?
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that because I loved it.
I
When I
can
was a little kid,
try.
I saw them putting cucumbers on the pizza. I did it. I loved it. Did I just like it because they did it? Yeah, but I still like
Yes.
it. My brain at least tricks me into like still liking it.
It sounds
It's,
like
it's not something I do often, but in fact, I haven't done it in a very long time. But I
Interesting.
used to like tell my dad like, we're having pizza tonight. Can you slice the cucumbers for me? And yeah.
it sounds like refreshing, like a nice crisp on
Yeah.
the pizza.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We grew up eating cucumbers with every meal.
True.
So yeah, we were.
But yeah, if I'm getting like a fucking New York pizza, then, you know, I'm not like craving cucumbers. But, you know.
right.
The one I would do, and I really want to do this actually, we start at Fast Five, and we take a drink every time we see Vin Diesel's face.
Or just every time
family.
it says family.
And just go as long as we can.
That's amazing.
We wouldn't make it past the first fucking movie.
I'd
Yeah,
be-
family.
I'd be asleep in 10 minutes.
It's like we're waiting, and then he's like, we're like waiting for it, and then family. Take a shot! Dude, we have to do this now.
We do shots. Yeah.
We should do it for the podcast, like do a watch party for the podcast where we do shots every time there's family. Yeah, start with Fast Five. You have to. Because those are the first watchable ones.
Yeah.
Because like one is too good to be that fun. You know, it's just like a normal movie kind of. Well, no, you know what? Tokyo Drift is pretty fucking great. Tokyo Drift's pretty great. That's the third one.
I've actually never seen that one.
The only one I haven't seen is Too Fast, Too Furious.
Really?
Never seen the second
It's not
one.
good. It's not
Yeah.
good.
The fourth one bored me to death. I don't remember one thing that happened, and I saw the fourth one.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
So you want to guess how many times they say family in all the Fast movies?
All
it's not
of
as
them?
many as you think.
All of them?
So it goes, yeah. So let's start with 5.
Okay.
You want to guess how many times they say it in 5?
4.
5.
5.
That's still a lot.
Nice.
To repeat the same fucking word over and over?
Fast 6. Watch the evolution of
10.
the word. It is 10. It is 10.
Holy shit.
10 is a lot. That's insane.
Fast 7 also 10. Fast 8.
15?
Yeah, like.
It's 17.
That's
Oh, God.
Which one is that? Fast 10?
F8.
Oh, F8.
It's like 8. Fate of the Furious.
Fuck 8.
There's no way I can take 17 shots. I would
Okay.
die of alcohol poisoning.
Okay. Fast X.
Where were we at? 17?
Uh-huh.
So like 25.
25 times.
What the fuck? How am I nailing all of these? That's
insane.
crazy.
Vin Diesel's like, I'm just going to up it by 5 every time.
25 shots over 2.5 hours. Hey, we'd be feeling pretty good. We could do like Vegas bombs or white tea,
Well, they
something
don't
not
have-
so hardcore.
It doesn't have to be a full shot every time. It can just be a drink. Like you can pour a drink and just take a drink. Of
Imagine
the drink.
in Batman Begins, like every 15 minutes, like Alfred, they do the still haven't given up on me? Never. And then like 15 minutes later, he's like, yeah. Like Bruce when he catches on fire and then Alfred saves him, he's on fire. He's like, still haven't given up on me? Never. As he's patting the fire, getting the fire off of him. Like every just fire.
No, if it's 25 times they say family, that has to amount to what, like 5-10 minutes of dialogue?
Yeah.
Remember when he's out for like a couple of days, right?
Yeah,
After
yeah.
the toxin. How long was I out for? 3 days. 3 days. And you didn't let me die? Never.
Or when the fucking big piece of wood, when the house is burning down, it falls on him. And then then he sees Alfred. He's like, "Still haven't given up on me, never." And he helps him lift the log. Like, yeah, that's fast. That's fast 10.
And that's only what, 4 times that you mentioned it? You still got to squeeze in
I know,
21
there's
more
so
times.
many more. Yeah, right.
Now you can tell me you told me so? Never. But I did bloody tell you so.
They do it. Yeah, like every movie, right? Because just like family, every movie.
Yeah.
So like in Dark Knight Rises, when Alfred wants him to. He's like Miranda Tight Cold, and she's like, oh, she's very persistent and quite lovely, in case you were wondering. He's like, still haven't given up on me getting. He's like, still haven't given up on
My
me
love life.
getting laid. Never,
Do you think that we're going to be together?
never. Oh my God! Imagine how much. Wow, those movies. How could they get any better? That's the only way.
Shouldn't you be like 120 at this point? Do you ever age?
Never.
I kind of like this. We make a script and just have them say never in different parts.
Because every Christopher Nolan movie has someone say, every movie, even Oppenheimer, like has someone, they say a line and then later the other one throws it back in their face like they did. And like Batman Begins, they all have multiple ones of them, but like they're all great. They all work. It's not just one asshole saying one word throughout an entire movie 25 times.
Right. Out of those 150 times that Joe talked about, 120 of them were Vin Diesel.
Yeah, of course.
That's right.
Omar,
What if?
WrestleMania edition, please. All right,
is
fair enough.
hogwash.
I guess because we did a wrestling thing.
All right.
What if HBK and Goldust cross path and feuded for the WWF Championship? Don't they fight at some point?
What, I don't understand.
What if HBK and Goldust
Yeah.
fought?
Well, at the house show that I went to, where I grabbed his hair. He fought Goldust for the title.
Did he
So at
really?
a house show.
Wow.
So maybe not on TV.
Maybe
He was
not on
all
TV.
sexed up, Goldust? Or was he like a different
Sean
Goldust
like
by
kissed
then?
him back. It was very
Wow.
erotical.
Very
Because that's what
Ahmad
you
Johnson-y?
do. When you don't like a guy that's being gay on you, you gay on him back, and that gets him. What?
And that converts him straight.
You ever hitting on a hot girl and she gets so mad that she just totally, sexually assaults you to get back at you? Yeah, you win, hot girl.
Piper did it to Goldust. Yeah.
Makes no
Did.
sense.
That's right. Interesting.
I don't know what would have happened. Sean would have won. American Psycho, Pushfire Barry shows Andrew quit on. House of Dragon, Miss Marvel, Reacher.
Oh, push Reacher, obviously.
If I had to watch one, it would be Reacher. Sure.
Yeah.
Then
But,
Barry, House of Dragon, Fire Miss Marvel.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was...
You started
terrible.
Miss Marvel?
I saw one episode. I was like, I'm done.
I'm done.
I probably watched Miss Marvel just because I haven't watched the whole series. But yeah, that sounds.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it, Josh.
Okay.
He's
All
not
right.
forcing me.
All right, I'm just saying.
I'm not being forced.
Just saying.
What am I, an American Psycho?
Yeah. Where's the Italian?
Nice.
Awesome name. Is the Eric Bana Hulk movie a bad movie or good and misunderstood like Batman v Superman? It's Batman v Superman is not misunderstood. I've grown to like it recently. The merch, teaser trailer, and video game were all great, only for the movie to be flat. I only saw the Hulk movie once because it sucked.
He fights water in a cloud?
He fights
a
water
cloud.
and he fights dogs, Hulk dogs.
Yeah.
And that's it. The main
Horrible.
villain is Nick Nolte as water.
As his dad.
Interesting.
He fights his dad, who becomes water-ish.
Yes. Can Hulk drown? No, he can't.
So stupid.
I win. I don't drown.
Oh,
was-
and then the radiation that we've known all these years through the comic books, everything that turned him into the Hulk. Now it was his dad all along.
Yeah.
He's been juicing him his whole entire life.
Oh, that's
What?
so sad.
You didn't see it?
No, thank God.
know.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a win for me.
How did you not see the Hulk movie?
I probably
no.
purposely avoided it.
Josh is like the Hulk if like he was only like the gamma radiation, but they like pulled him out like 2 seconds after. We should
I
have
didn't
left
get
him
enough
in.
gamma.
We should have left him in.
Gamma.
Wow.
Even the Hulk looks so stupid. He just looked like a cartoon. Like it looked
it's
terrible.
horrible.
Yeah. Andy Piccone, why didn't the show go into how the only man that Vader feared was Mr. Feeney? I don't even know what that is. What is that?
That's a Boys Meet World reference.
Thank you.
Boy Meets World?
Did I say World?
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I was talking about with? No, not
Okay.
Topanga.
Fair enough.
Williams? I don't remember. Whatever.
This is from... We don't even know who he is! Pushfire Barry, infamous Marvel TV show edition. This is another shitty one. Miss Marvel, She-Hulk's Secret Invasion.
Shit, piss, or diarrhea. Which one are you pushing, Aaron?
Push She-Hulk for sure.
I think you do in this. You do.
I don't know.
Push She-Hulk.
You got a little Daredevil action in there. A little real Hulk.
That makes you even more upset. It's shitty Daredevil.
I-
It's ketchup and mustard Daredevil.
Sure. But it's She-Hulk. It's
Smash
fine.
Rocks and sometimes Matt Murdock.
Yeah. Looks like Joe's a big fan.
So
Also,
sucks. I love that actress too. Like she's been in some other great shows and just sucks.
I'm not getting what I want. Kevin Feige bot. Oh, blah. Also, are you
The
guys...
last episode was terrible, but it was fine.
No, it was
And
not.
Joe, don't
Self-aware.
worry, she's going to get redemption in Doomsday.
She's gonna be most of the movie according to this rumor.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
fine with that.
Also, are you guys going to see Sinners? It's at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe.
Who's in that?
Oh, that's
That's
the
Michael B. Jordan, where
Ryan
he's
Coogler movie?
twins, and the white people are vampires.
Oh,
They're like
right.
racist vampires.
Oh God.
I'm glad
It looks good.
I'm glad you said this because I was kind of interested, and then I saw a trailer, and I'm like, oh, this is like a blaxploitation in reverse movie. They're just going to
Something
kill
like
all the
that.
white vampires.
Yeah. But I mean, Haley Steinfeld's in it, and she's a vampire, so she's going to... I want to see her suck. Yeah, why not? She's going to suck something.
I'm a mark for vampire movies, so yeah, I'm sure I'll see it.
Michael B. Jordan usually kills it, whatever he's doing.
Oh, he looks great. I mean, playing two people in this one, where like in the trailer, one of the twins becomes a vampire.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's cool. The Rizzler was at a house show when I was about 8 years old, and we got to meet Razor, 123 Kid, Owen Hart, who came out to sign autographs. Vader refused to meet anyone in the crowd. Instead, he came out to us and roared while flexing. All I remember was how bad his breath stunk and Owen Hart calling him a big jalopy. Well, there you go. That's a great way to honor Vader.
That sounds like something Owen Hart would say.
Nice.
That's great. That's great.
Pop Culture Junkie said a few of us went to Monday Night Raw in 2003 at Compaq Center in Houston. Waited outside for the wrestlers to come out after the show. Coach and Michael Cole walked out together. Coach stopped and shook hands with everyone. No one asked to meet Cole, and he kept yelling at Coach to hurry up so they could leave.
Oh my
Dude's
God.
always been a piece of shit.
Jesus.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Cole, you piece of shit. All right, that's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Again, we're finishing up Daredevil this week. And then next week, we're doing the first 2 episodes of season 2 of The Last of Us.
Wow.
So very excited to pick that show
Lots to do.
back up. We'll see you next week for Dark Side of the Ring episode 4 featuring
I honestly don't know.
My picker.
Tony Atlas.
Somebody touched my pecker.
It's going to be all feet.
I mean, are they just gonna go?
Tony, roll.
It's gonna be Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, but
oh my
it's
God.
gonna be Tony Atlas's True Wrestling Stories.
I had to sit on his couch and let him touch my pecker.